Two very proud nations here in Denver, both going to fight for the right to represent their countries down in Australia. And if you're new to rugby, maybe joining us on Paramount Plus or CBS here in the United States, one of the great things about our game, especially when our Pacific nations friends are involved, we have the cultural challenges that are very much part of the pre-game setups. The Americans know what's coming. This is Manu Samoa's version of the challenge. It's effectively an invitation to war, to take on the battle within their very proud cultures for the men in blue with their incredible rugby history. They will be fronting up to the USA Eagles and inviting them through their traditional cultural challenge, the Siva Tau. See the captain giving some last instructions, making sure his troops are ready for the battle. And it starts with the Siva Tau. This is very much a part of why they play the game, why they represent their famous island nation. Really? There we go, challenge laid down, and I'm guessing Jason Dam and his USA Eagles will accept that challenge. Awesome tension here in the stadium. Players will get their final drink, will be ready for kickoff. But Zach, you faced that in the past. What do you do as a player to process what you've just seen?
Well, you use that adrenaline, that testosterone that just hit your blood veins, you use that to your advantage, right? And especially going up against these big men, we can see the size of their pack. They're going to try and win the gain line, but really I think it's going to come down to the second half. How well can Papa Lee, Matavao, Christian Lealiafano come off the bench for Samoa and close the game? They've been in, everything has been tight. Can they close it out here today? Very exciting subs, but equally Scott Lawrence has some danger men on his bench as well. Yeah, he does. Christian Poitevin is an absolute menace when it comes to the breakdown. He's been doing it for the San Diego Legion for the last 2 seasons. And it's going to be great to see how well Caleb Geiger can operate that line out here today. Yeah, the nation's future is literally in their hands in terms of 15-a-side rugby. 3 places
were awarded. Fiji and Japan were pre-qualified because of their performances in the last Rugby World Cup. So when 2025 Asahi Pacific Nations Cup kicked off, the goal was to qualify, and 3 teams have made it. Canada and Tonga have booked their places, and the winner of this match will join them. Damien Schneider will be in charge. Andrew Brace and Craig Evans and Marius van der Westhuizen will be on the television match official. So we will go to the truck with any foul play or any reviewable plays. Incredible scenes here, and Damien Schneider gets us underway, as does Chris Hilsenbeck with his right boot sticking it long. Samoa in their traditional blue jerseys playing from left to right. Already big hits going in.
Step back, step.
You'll hear our referee through the mic giving the players instructions.
Stay.
Sort of our third commentator out there. Connor Tupai bangs it long, and it's gone straight out. So early line out, and you mentioned lineouts off the top, been a huge problem for the Eagles, and they'll have to get this straight. 59% currently, and that's not good enough for international rugby.
No, it's really not. It's, you know, it's a key platform in the game of 15s. Capelli, Pifoletti, Vili Helu, can they get on the same page here today and make this platform a stable one to allow those explosive outside backs to do what they do best?
A little bit of movement, and they go to the tail. Nicely executed. Well done. Brought down through Halo, as you mentioned off the top. And there's the kick straight away. Putting pressure on the back three of Samoa. Little deep, that one. Good pressure. Samoa realign. They've got everyone out to the right, and they're not afraid to put the ball through the hands. Oh, a half gap. Getting in behind, but not released. Nice supporting line from Rodney Yona. He hits it at pace. Going to come back for an offside. Looks like Manu Redlinghouse was offside at the previous breakdown. No advantage accruing.
Redlinghouse, he was just eager to get off that line, right? He accept that challenge. He wanted to go hit somebody. But the AR of Craig Evans saw it all the way and gave it to Damien Schneider. Now Rodney Ioane has got his opportunity to relieve the pressure and put Samoa in US's half.
Yeah, just going to mention the assistant officials are wired to the main referee, so they can feed back immediately. So gone are the days of foul play or things happening behind the referee's back. Nice strike there, and it'll give Samoa a chance for a lineout.
Yeah, Samoa's lineout isn't as great as well. They're at 68%, but this is something that they've talked about during the week, that they know that Vili Helu is going to try and disrupt it. How well can they keep their system simple and allow Iona and those backs to do what they do best?
Luteru Tolai, 119 kgs. He hits his target, and off they go. Midfield attack. And it is Mapu who does so much of the work for this Samoan team. Chopped down is Tolai. Advantage again for the referee. So 2 early penalties from the Americans. Referee playing advantage, doesn't come off, but it will be a penalty against USA.
1 white. Don't stand up, please. Stay on the floor. 1 white. You cannot stand
Jackie
up.
Scar on the wrong end of the referee there, just saying he's got to get around the break down, so he's on an onside position. But two early penalties from the USA allow Samoa to now get into their halves. Now they have their option to kick for 3 points. Something that Jason Dunn will want to speak to his group about is discipline is huge for them here today against Samoa.
Yeah, discipline a problem last year, but if you didn't think this was as good as close to a cup final as you're going to have, Samoa have chosen from over 40 meters out to have a first shot at goal to keep that scoreboard ticking over.
Great, thank you, Mercy.
It will be Rodney Yona, his right boot. This distance was no problem. I was watching him in warm-up here at Dick's Sporting Goods Park. Not much wind, well, no wind virtually here in Denver. This should be a huge lift for his team. Good strike. He's got the distance. And he's got the line. The flags go up. So first blood to Manu Samoa. So you rightly said it, the U.S. got
basically through the whole PNC. They played really well through 60 minutes, so the U.S. has got to be disciplined to keep those points off the board.
Back to work. Hilsenbeck flirting with the sideline. It's gathered by Alofipo.
Boys there, step.
Good double tackle from the Eagles, and that was Jack Iskaro. He's guilty of that previous penalty. This time he rolls away legally.
9, new seats, step.
We're going to go to the box kick from Connor Tupai. It's hanging dangerously. Well, getting his hands on it momentarily was Alofipo, but it's gone forward. The referee's missed the knock on. Kicked open field. This could be useful for the Eagles. They attack. All sorts of options. Going wide. It's Rufus McLean. The nudge through from Mitch Wilson. Good ambition there from the USA.
Stop.
And goes into touch. It will be a lineup. Rufus McLean had a brilliant start to the game against Canada, but just couldn't hold on, and similarly had some nice touches last week, Sacramento, and a nice break from him there.
Yeah, he was very impactful against Japan. Just unfortunately had a little bit of a shoulder niggle that took him out of this game, but this man has loads of experience on both sides. The back three of both, they're going to try and use this kicking battle, try and understand when's the moment to counterattack and when's the time to pin him deep.
Again, a four-person lineout. Gathered well through Halo. You nailed it right off the top. That's two.
There. That's how you can flip the field here in rugby at those 50-22s. That's how you keep the momentum rolling, how put pressure on your opposition.
Because he was inside his own half and it went out inside the Eagles 22, it will be a lineout for Samoa. Five-man lineout. Samoa throw. Ooh, overthrow. Relief for the Eagles. Great cleanup and great commitment from Corey Daniel, the 29-year-old. And they're going to relieve through Hilsenbeck. And that could have been very much different.
Yeah, very, very much different. They want to probably go with a back peel there to then dent the middle of the park. But Corey Daniel, we talked about it pregame, his work ethic is on another level. And we're going to see that day in and day out when he's wearing an Eagles shirt. Great to have Corey Daniel in the squad here today.
Currently playing for Old Glory DC in Major League Rugby. But those are the 50-50 battles you got to win. And when it's a trip to the Rugby World Cup on the line, you're not afraid to put your body on the line as he did there. Better line out from Samoa. Options midfield. Mutunga brought down. Out the back. A couple of extra sets of hands, hitting it at pace on the outside. Steaming through is Tuitama. He flips it in field, but good scrambling from the Eagles. They've got their hands on, I think it's Mitch Wilson, who intercepted that offload. And again, the U.S. are going to dodge the bullet. Tuna Tuitama was steaming down the outside. And that's gone forward from Samoa. We'll come back for the U.S. scrum.
Well, I think there's two themes that are going to be critical for the U.S. here today, highlighted in this first 10 minutes, Gareth. First is discipline, and the second is those double efforts, right? They're trying to close the door, blitzing out in that 13 channel. Sometimes the ball is going to go out the back and to that edge player. So how well can we bend, give us those double efforts to cut off those offload lanes like we saw there and get a knock on from the handling pressure?
So Samoa showing their threats, whether it's a kicking game, whether it's the short, powerful runs, in that case, going wide and playing the ball out the back.
I want to see all shoulders in one line, front row.
And here our referee communicating with both front rows. They've had a meeting pre-game. Those players know what his expectations are. Things have been cleaned up so much. You see Craig Evans on the far sideline, the Welshman having a look and assisting. assistant referee. Good solid platform for the Eagles. De Haas gets it away. One of the few men who's been to a Rugby World Cup in an Eagles jersey. That one's blocked, kicked again. But a better outcome for USA, and they're all on side because it was touched. Brought down is Alofipo. Nice quick hands and release. Put in that one-on-one battle. Great pickup from Nanai.
Step, body's there.
There's an injured USA player. So USA down to 14 players for the moment, trying to defend. Better line speed from them. Caught on the wrong side is the skipper, I think. He can't get out of there.
5 wide.
Again, a little bit slower. Playing advantage here as the previous ruck was an offside penalty. Trying to take away the middle. Through the middle goes Akisu. Wow, what a big hit. And a great break from the big man. 112 kgs going to that hole. Unmarked out wide, but stepping up again. The intercept, we're going to come back. No advantage. Sneaky work from Hilsenbeck. But we're going to play the original penalty.
5 wide.
Couple of big shots, getting the tone set here today in the first 12 minutes of this game. The U.S. is a little bit ill-disciplined. That's the 3rd penalty in a row that has allowed Samoa to play where they want to play on that front foot, allow them to be deceptive with those hard ball runners and playing out the back. And now Ioana trusting his boot here to put another 3 points on the board early. But the U.S. just jumping out of line. And oh, Chris Hilsenbeck was just in the right place at the right time, just making sure that that overlap didn't get taken advantage of. Good to see him back on his feet after a little bit of a knock there.
And it was the captain, Ala Toa, who said we're going to take the 3 points, hopefully, through Rodney Ioana's right boot. The man playing his rugby at Seattle Seawolves, part of Major League Rugby. He hit the last one. He's missed this one off the post. A doink here at the Dick's Sporting Goods Park. Well, relief for the Eagles, and I got to say there's a few moments where the fate is the Americans right now. Hilsenbeck well cleaned up and well relieved.
Make sure the last foot, 1 step back, okay, in the racks. 1 step back.
Yeah, Ioana won't be happy, especially with that straight in front of the poles. Just a little bit of a pull hook on his tee shot there. He's going to probably fix around his process there, but the U.S. has dodged a couple of bullets here early, Reese. They got to get their discipline, and they've got to make sure they have defensive line integrity and not allow those half breaks to happen.
Well, they're defending again. Samoan line out. Lots of movement. Nice work getting a mitt up in front of it. What's Helu? But he can't get the ball. Samoa clean up well. They'll get into their work patterns. Tolai is hanging off. He gets it. Big smash, double tackle. Nice work from Corey Daniel at the bottom of that. Now they release. They're going to go back the other direction, see what they find. But decent line speed from the Americans. That's gone forward off hand. Referee's letting him play on, but now he stops it. But great work from the Eagles in defense.
Not going in the tackle, boys. Scrum, blue ball.
Yeah, just a little unfortunate knock on, but great pressure from the defensive players on the U.S. side. They're jumping out from the outside shoulder. Look at them just pressing in those outside channels, seeing in seams, looking for those opportunities where they can put Samoa's handling under pressure. Unfortunate, Helu was in the right position, just the ball didn't go to hand before it hit the floor, but you can see what the U.S. is trying to do. They're trying to bring huge line speed, not allow Samoa's big dominant ball carriers to get them on the front foot and then shut off the outside with those kind of blitzing outside defenders.
Yeah, so there we go. Just Chris Hilsenbeck is going to be taken off the field, and that man, Luke Carty, will come on, a naval replacement. Hilsenbeck's part of what we call an HIA, head injury assessment. The independent doctor on the sideline has viewed a situation where he looks like he may have got a knock.
Okay.
Hilsenbeck will be checked out. He'll be allowed to come back in the field if he's okay. But if not, of course, Zach, as you know, these days we don't take any risks with a head injury.
Yeah, we got to make sure player welfare, player safety is at the forefront of our mind and looking after to make sure that these guys are taken care of. But the replacement of Luke Carty, that's a great person to come on the field. Incredible kicking operator, great communicator from the boys. They have a lot of trust in him, so that's a great replacement for Hilsenbeck as he's getting checked out here.
Well, this has turned into a penalty, which is a tough call for me. He's saying that Halu, when he came up there, has knocked it forward intentionally. I'm not sure that that's what I saw, but it will be territory. Huge kick to the corner. And again, USA back inside their own red zone, their own 22, receiving the pressure.
Yeah,
because of mistakes.
Yeah, the Mile High City, right? Less altitude allows the ball to fly a bit more, so allows these kickers to really take aim and try and pin down in that 5-meter corner. The U.S. has dodged a couple bullets down there. Can Halu and Reilinghouse shut it down once more, or is Samoa going to punch in the first 5 points of this game?
Samoa's going with a full line out. They hit the middle through Benini. 2 meters tall, no problem getting him up. And now they're going for the line. 5 meters to gain. Samoa pumping the line. The backs are in. Everyone's in. It's gone down. The referee saying legally. So no backs to throw it to. Only 3 players out. Now they get back to their feet. A little bit of recharge as Tupai demands that his players get back involved again. Good defense there from USA again. Samoa to pick and go. Kusui. Nice chop tackle on Ben Knee.
Step.
Good phases, but the ball's a little bit slow coming out of there. And the referee's got it over the ball. And I think it's Big Jason Dam who's won the penalty. Sorry, it's Marno Redlinghouse.
First man on the ball.
Great work from him.
Great work right from Reilinghouse. Great defensive stand from the USA. You can see they're going with double tackles. They're going with a low high. Capelli Pifoletti cutting out the legs, the other person coming up stopping the ball, so it stops their dominant ball carry. And when you do that, you stop their momentum. Sometimes, like what happened, the ball is going to be able for a guy like Reilinghouse to get over that ball right there. You can see his work rate just getting out of that tackle. Here comes low, here comes high, putting it on the ground. Great work rate, sees the ball there, gets 2 hands ripping at it. A clear picture for the referee, and a great defensive stand for the USA. And you can see what it means to the coaching staff. They understand how important it is to keep the opposition out.
Head coach Scott Lawrence, Ermi in charge of backs and attacks, Steve Batt, skills, and Nick Easter, forwards and defense, celebrating that turnover.
Okay, 9,
going to lengthen out this ruck.
Use your foot. 9, use your foot.
Allow Ruben de Haas to bang it up. This one doesn't get blocked, and it's in field. Looking to get it is Yona, and he does beautifully well. No support again, though, and another penalty. Samoa late getting to the breakdown to secure the ball.
Yeah, work rate, work rate. The U.S. won that battle. They had more men around the ball, and Samoa just a little bit late with their support. But great kick chase, great patience from Ruben de Haas to put a perfectly weighted kick, and Corey Daniels all over that breakdown and gave a clear picture for the referee. Now the U.S. gets to flip the field, punch it down there, and see if they can punch in the first 5 points of the game from their rolling ball.
So it is Luke Carty on the field for that HIA. He goes to the corner. Nice kick from him. I think they had a little think about the kick at goal, 45 meters, but that is the high-hanging kick. And it is Carty that makes the tackle.
Yeah, great tackle from Corey Daniels, and Luke Carty straight over it in great position. You can see a nice wide base, giving a clear picture to the referee, and then the celebration, how much it means to his team to get that steal.
So in 2 plays, 2 turnovers, they've gone 80 meters down the field, and now they're attacking through the lineout. They set it up, they form the maul. Capelli Pifoletti is at the back with his hands on it. He got 2 last week against Japan. If they can keep moving, he'd look to get the first try of this match here. They release it though, midfield. Oh, Bisak dropped. Referee didn't like it.
13 blue, in there.
Oh.
No.
That's tough, it's instinctive.
No.
Yeah, it's instinctive that there's a guy catching the ball in front of you. You want to hit him, but again, player safety is everything. So Dom Bisak just goes up in the air to catch the ball a little high, and his opposite number was just eager to hit him, and that's just a no-no in rugby. We got to have feet on the floor for those tackles.
Yeah, exactly.
He just knows it right there that he got a little bad end of that deal of that collision.
You think?
That right ear took a bit of the damage.
Sorry, say again.
But Samoa
Nanai
has been the one that's been ill-disciplined here in the last 2 minutes of the game. That's given the U.S. the opportunity to potentially kick for 3 points here.
Time is off. Time is off. Okay. So for Marius, can I have that quickly on the screen, please?
So the referee's going to look on the screen. That's
yes.
A tackle. When the kick went up, I believe, is when they're looking at. That's the referee, Damian Snyder, looking at the big screen and looking for a shot from our crew in the truck to see if there's further foul play, which has been radioed into him by the assistant official.
It's coming now, Damian.
No, there's nothing on the screen yet, mate.
So it was Andrew Brace who came in from the sideline. He'd seen something. And the television match officials trying to find it. There is Marius van der Westhuizen.
Nothing.
Given that the penalty is already in play against the Samoans, this would presumably be against the Americans, otherwise they may not be looking at it unless it was severe foul play.
Okay.
So part of the modern game, Zach. I know some people get frustrated by this process, but it does make sure that the right calls are made.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's the big eye in the sky, don't lie, and it's always good to make sure that we check on it from time to time to make sure that we're getting all the details right here.
So this is the pass midfield, and this is the call that he's already deemed. He's still looking at the big screen in stadium here.
What we're saying is number white is going into him, so he was committed, so there was no foul play. The last possession is on white, so I'm going to restart with scrum for white. You're happy with that, Marius? Okay, boys. Let me explain. Captain, please.
The referee's going to explain, so we'll have a little listen in here on field. Just check it on the screen. Your player is jumping onto the blue player, so he was committed to make the tackle, so there was no foul play, okay? Because you have the last possession, I'm going to restart and scrum for you, okay? Happy? Restart, scrum for white.
Yeah, basically the referee is saying that it's an incidental infringement where the 13 jumped into it, the other man is already engaging in the tackle. It's not necessarily any foul play, so let's just reset it for a scrum and not allow 3 points to be taken off that infringement that wasn't necessarily deemed dangerous.
Yeah, it may have been a bit unnecessary there, as we already had the penalty call, but we're going to reset it from a penalty to a scrum. USA were in possession.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
Out wide to the bottom of your screen, and that shot was Toby Fricker, the 30-year-old. The referee saying legally, so no backs to throw it. To only 3 players out. Now they'll get back to their feet. A little bit of recharge as Tupai demands that his players get back involved again. Good defense there from USA again. Samoa to pick and go. Kusui. Nice chop tackle on bent knee.
Step.
It's good phases, but the ball's a little bit slow coming out of there. And the referee's got it over the ball. And I think it's Big Jason Dam who's won the penalty. Sorry, it's Marno Redlinghus.
First man on the ball.
Great work from him.
Great work right from Redlinghouse. Great defensive stand from the USA. You can see they're going with double tackles. They're going with a low high. Capelli Pifoletti cutting out the legs. The other person coming up, stopping the ball, so it stops their dominant ball carry. And when you do that, you stop their momentum. Sometimes like what happened, the ball's going to be able for a guy like Redlinghouse to get over that ball right there. You can see You can see his work rate, just getting out of that tackle. Here comes low, here comes high, putting it on the ground. Great work rate, sees the ball there, gets two hands ripping at it. A clear picture for the referee, and a great defensive stand for the USA. And you can see what it means to the coaching staff. They understand how important it is to keep the opposition out.
Head coach Scott Lawrence, Ermi in charge of backs and attack, Steve Batt, skills, and Nick Easter, forwards and defense, celebrating that turnover.
Okay, 9,
They're going to lengthen out this rug.
Use your foot. 9, use your foot.
Allow Ruben de Haas to bang it up. This one doesn't get blocked, and it's in field. Looking to get it is Yona, and he does beautifully well. No support again, though. And another penalty. Samoa